if you're running an e-commerce store for cosmetic, let's say nail polish, skincare, like cosmetic product like foundation, like lipsticks and everything. So it's really a strategy that you want to actually consider. So basically, when you want to build a Facebook ad strategy for an e-commerce cosmetic brand, you need to actually look at 3 types of audiences, or 3 layers of structure that you should have in your Facebook ads campaign. So the first one is the top of funnel. So when it comes to top of funnel, what we always do is we will always use the best performing product to reach out to the audience. So it could be the category. It could be let's say if you're doing lipstick, it could be the shade that you know that this is really selling really well. And when I use this to run ads, I'll be able to get the people to come in because they like the color and stuff like that. So we always use the ads or the products that is going to help us get the most click at the top of funnel. And of course, we're going to get some conversion from there. But we do not pay a lot of attention on the ROAS because it may not do that well, but we will focus a lot more on the cost per click or cost per landing page view. And if everything goes well after landing, a lot of people are already starting browsing your store in, your products in your store, meaning we have a very high conversion from landing to content view. Let's say you have 100 people landed on your website and your content view is about 400. That means everybody come in, they will see about 4 items at least. So that's a good sign because people are being introduced to your store and they are interested. So if you have a situation where you have 100 landing, and you only have about like 50 people started browsing around, then you know that you probably brought in the wrong people or you brought them to the wrong landing page. So we really need to, look into these tiny little things in your campaign data to try to fix whatever. But essentially, the top of funnel is always where we use the best performing ad. You always have to test over here. Let's say if you're selling a lipstick, this is the best. We always try different way of presenting the lipstick. Hopefully, we are able to get the most clicks or the most people to come in at the lowest cost possible. So we do pay attention to the ROAS, but we actually pay more attention on the cost per click, cost per landing, conversion from landing to content view and stuff like that. So this is basically what we want because we know that most people actually won't buy at the first visit. That's the reason why the retargeting ad becomes very important. So we have a first layer of retargeting whereby we call it the immediate intent retargeting. So those people who come in, they start seeing like 4 or 5 items and they do not buy. Not because they're not interested, to be frank, because they already started browsing. So they probably, got distracted, something else to do in life and all that, they kind of just leave it there, but they will always come back. So it's always important to know when to retarget it. So when we are in a fast moving consumer product like cosmetic brand, you know that the retargeting duration shouldn't be too long. So one of the main mistakes I find in most of the retargeting campaign here is they retarget for too long. Say I see some clients retarget for 180 days. They believe that their product needs to be seen over and over again. But here's the thing, my question to you here is, what are you selling at what price point that you believe people need 6 months to consider whether to buy from you or not? So if you are not, if this is your answer is no, and you don't need that long, then if you do 180 days retargeting, even sometimes 30 days retargeting is an over retargeting, which you will be wasting budget. Keep sending your ad to people who are already not interested in your product, and you're not going to get good results out of it. So that's the key. So retargeting duration must be clear. So for most businesses, we start with 7 days or 14 days. You really need to test the ratio, and you also need to see how big is the audience who came in, who added to cart and started browsing. So all these can be measured and tested basically. But the immediate retargeting is the one that usually will get you, the most result, the best result out of it. The ROAS should be so much higher compared to the top of funnel. So basically, what do we do in the retargeting ads? So let's say if you already use the top of funnel or the so-called the best-selling products to drive people in, because you sell cosmetic, you probably sell multiple categories or you have multiple shades of the lipsticks that you're selling. What you can do here is you can introduce them to your other categories and your other shades. So basically, you have multiple top of funnel ads, and you have even some of the clients that I have, they have even more retargeting ads or ads over here. Why? Because I just want to show you everything I have. So that, let's say if you have added some lipstick to cart, I want to tell you that, look, I have this eyeshadow, which is also really good. Add to cart and, buy at the discount where you can have some free shipping and blah, blah, blah. So you can also, anchor in and say that, oh, free shipping after purchase, how much? All these are the things that attracts people to buy. So the retargeting portion, especially the immediate retargeting, we can do so many different things in there. So yeah, but we have to remember we don't spend a lot of money on the retargeting. We usually do 80% on the top of funnel and 20% on the retargeting, but it really depends on how big is your audience or how big is your budget. So basically the immediate retargeting is going to get you really good result if everything is set up correctly. And we have a non-immediate retargeting, which is like a long-term customer retargeting. So what we do here is whenever we have a new promotion, whenever we have a new shape launch and all that, we will always run ads to people who have purchased from us. And that we will spend very little money, a budget, but usually we get really, really good result out of it because it's the people who bought from you, they trust you already, they like you already. It's totally natural for them to buy more because when they like the new thing, when they like the new offer, oh, you have a 9.9 coming up, or you have a Black Friday coming up. I mean, I would buy if something that I would use regularly and I already like the experience buying from it and using a product, I would buy. So usually when you set up this structure in a way, your ROAS is going to be totally very stable and well established, as in like, it's going to be good, put it this way. My client is actually seeing about like, I don't want to brag about this, but it's totally possible to even achieve more than 10 ROAS if the whole thing is structured correctly. But you really need to, I mean, the whole thing here is I'm sharing with you the idea. But the moment you set up the campaign, you really need to make sure that you're not setting it wrongly because some of them, more a normal mistake would be the retargeting set up incorrectly. So you end up retargeting for too long and stuff like that. So the structure, when you set up, has to be very careful. So yeah, so that's something that I really believe is going to help you get a totally different result. So if you're running an e-commerce business for cosmetic, like lipstick, nail polish, or whatever that you believe that you want to actually take advantage, but you're not sure whether you will be able to do this right, you need help in setting that up. I do have an offer where I would actually help you design and set up a campaign for you. And basically, everything will be recorded. You can actually use it for your future, but you're going to have a structured setup for you by me, that may work well in terms of helping you get better results for your e-commerce, like business over here, if you're in that area. So basically, this is a 2-call gig where the first call is we come in, we understand the structure, understand the business, understand your goal, and I would actually design and draw out based on whatever existing clients campaigns and all. I will tell you that, okay, now let's use this kind of creative for top of funnel and let's structure our retargeting in this way. Let's pinpoint these are the products that we need to actually try to target, to tell people about. And let's have X number of ad sets in there featuring, different product each and all that. And then I would set up a long-term retargeting, which is the, like on and off, non-immediate retargeting, which I call you actually run ads to those people who bought from you when you have promotion. So this is an on-off campaign. You turn on when you have it, you turn off when you don't have it. But I would actually design the whole structure, and that's the first call. And on the second call, once you have all the content and everything ready, I would set up the campaign for you in front of you. So immediately you have a recording of how I set up the whole thing, and you have a structure set up in your ads manager where you can start seeing immediate results coming in. At the same time, you can just leverage on it, just keep using it until if you need more assistance coming from me, then you can always reach out to me. So yeah, so if you run an e-commerce brand, especially in a cosmetic and all that, you like the idea that I mentioned, that I shared with you just now, you want a structure like that for your business, reach out to me, scan this QR code, it will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can actually immediately purchase the gig, and I look forward to work with you.